All right, and we are live. Cajun Coin Hunter here, aka Boudreaux. How y'all are today? Hope everybody had a good weekend so far and the holiday for Thursday there. And I gotta mute that. Uh, okay. Oh, I gotta put my earbuds in too. Get
I got a fucking
those in here. All righty. Let's see. Oh. All right. Okay. All right. Hope everybody had a good man. Phew, that weather for a lot of people too. Man, that was something else down here too. Tornadoes, all that. Louisiana, Mississippi, Gulf Shores, Alabama had a few of them tornadoes hit. So, all right, we got quite a few people in here. We got Mater, Randy Torboli, Crazy Catwoman, Randy again, Money. We got Money Maniacs, Elton Jones. All right, what's up, everybody? Sam's Garage. What's going on, mon ami? I was watching you yesterday, Sam. Man, you was got a little tight fit on that mini bike frame with that engine, huh? How you doing, Sam? Let's see who we got. Mike Hodge, yo, Jeep and John, my Bama bro. Kentucky bro. What's up? I don't know why I was thinking Alabama there for a sec. Boogie Landry, my little buddy from East Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana. All right. Do. All right, Randy, I got your emails. I saw them in there. Yeah, I'll get you up here in a little bit. Mater, I know where you at, Mater. Elton John, Jeep and John. Okay. All right. So let's do this. We're going to get everybody from the basement. There's Mater in the house and Money Maniacs. What's up, guys?
I finally tore down that Kohler Discourage.
Yeah, Johnny seen a notification earlier.
Oh my God, the damage and carnage! Wow,
I believe it.
I can't believe all that just from it sitting and idling.
Well, idlings.
Yeah, well, up like this, connecting rod was in about 10 pieces.
Damn, just idling.
Just idling.
River Rat. What's up, River Rat? I wonder if that's the same River Rat I know from Lafayette.
There's the piston with connecting rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cajun, just so you know, starting next Sunday on Sunday evening after Mama T's Flea Market, I will be back to hosting the evening, the after Mama T's Flea Market, the evening flea market on Sunday nights.
Oh yeah, I
Sunday
remember
evening.
you used to do that.
So I'm going, instead of taking Wednesdays and doing the midweek, because I never know if I'll be home or not. I know I have Sundays off. So Silver Keys is going to keep the midweek going, and I'm going to take over the Sunday nights to help her out.
Cajun.
There you go. Yeah,
that
go ahead.
That right there, that's the bottom ring for holding the counterbalance. And you can see how it's broken.
That engine must have been stressed out a lot and had stress cracks in it for idling to do that.
And Randy, I just changed the oil in it about a month beforehand. But here's the thing. I talked to the guy at the lawnmower shop and everything, and I was, trying to find out information about getting another one. And I told him what engine I had. He asked me how long have I had the engine. I told him I've had it for about 3 years. He said, "You had it 3 years and it's just now coming apart?" I go, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "That was a good idea. Bad design from Kohler for having the counterbalance separate from the crankshaft. And they were known to let go everything, bolts and everything come loose, snapping, this, that, and the other after a year." He goes, "If you got 3 years of life out of that engine, you got your money's worth."
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Hey, Mark and Sandy, how y'all doing?
Yep. I was there
There's
for his live stream earlier.
oh, he was live earlier?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Damn, gonna have to make me go back and look. But one of the guys in the small engine community passed away today.
Oh, who was it?
That's what trying to remember who it was.
Don't tell me it's Doug.
Yep, Sweeney.
Bama Mud Mowers.
Bama Mud
Doug
Mower.
Sweeney.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
when you said somebody passed away, and then Mark's right here. Mark was talking about it. The only person I could think of, and I knew it had to be 100%, was Bama Mud Mowers. Doug.
Yep.
Sorry to hear about that, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, Mater, why don't you send Mark a link, and he'll explain. He'll collaborate on it a little bit.
All right. Let me.
Breezy, how you doing, mon ami?
Mark's gonna have to check his messenger.
David Carlisle. Boogie Landry. I went to a coin university in San Francisco this past July. Coolest experience I ever had. Cool deal, Boogie.
Oh, he's okay. Mark's not at home right now, so okay. Anyways, Mark, I still sent you the link.
Crazy Cat Woman said, "We get a ride to our new home in Dothan, Alabama Tuesday." Go ahead. All right. You said we. Who's we? You got a mouse in your pocket? Picking at you.
That's up to Cajun if he wants me to send it to you, Randy.
Yeah, in a little bit. I already told Randy, I said, I'll get you up here in a little bit.
Right.
We got to get a few things done here first. And I forget the phrase for it, square it away.
Yeah.
Oh, Ken had he had a live stream today too. Wow.
Wow.
I guess so. Doug was well known,
Yep. I know that's one thing that Mark and Sandy and Polar Bear they had done was when they did that trip, that big trip last year when I got a chance, Crystal and I got a chance to meet them. They went up going over and seeing Doug.
Yeah. What you mean, Mark and Sandy?
Yeah.
Yeah. They went to him when they left my house. They went and saw Doug.
All right, no problem, Briggs. Hey, Briggs, so how are you typing on here? You on a computer or did you get a new phone?
Yes.
Grilling and chilling with Mojo. What's going on, grilling and chilling?
Hi, everybody.
We might have Russ Jones on today later. Russ Jones is his YouTube channel is Smoky Ribs and Barbecue down in Mississippi. Well, I say down there. I'm more south of him. More south of him. Straight to the east of me in Mississippi. New phone. What else? Yeah, awesome. I was live with Russ and a few other pit masters. couple days ago, like Friday. Russ was live and sent me a link, got me up in the panel with the other guys. We had a barbecue pit dog there. We had oh man, just some awesome that smokehouse Bayou Smoked Meats. He's from down here, but over in Mississippi now. Randy Shifter was there. He's from Louisiana, but lives in Houston, Texas. Man, we just had a blast on live with Russ Jones and them. Yeah, Doug Sweeney in the same county as you. All right, David.
Oh, you got an older one then. The LG ain't making phones anymore. I got the last model they ever made, and that was the LG Velvet. Damn, David, that's
Yeah.
That's sad. So what are you up to besides spending more money on coins? Money.
Well, that 1897 O Morgan, that is at an MS60 for 900, but I have it raw, and it goes up from there. I traded it because I was selling. I said, this is a weekend sale. This is a Black Friday weekend sale. If somebody wants it, I will sell it. $500 takes it now. Somebody offered me a trade in chat. And so for that one Morgan dollar, this person is sending me a 20-ounce Scottsdale Kit Kat bar.
Now, how much is that bar worth?
$600.
So you got your money's worth on that.
Well, and I'm not done because I'm going to take that 20-ounce Kit Kat bar and I'm going to trade it between about 25 ounces of 1 ounce silver coins. And so that's the next thing. If somebody wants to do that trade, and I'm not looking for ASEs, but I'm looking for anything government backed that I can take and get graded. Doesn't matter if it's from the US, China, Germany, Russia, Australia, Canada. But I want a mixture. I just don't want one of one item. I want a mixture of everything. So, and then what I'm going to do with those is I have a project for those right after that. So
now you still got the other 4 coins also, don't you?
No, I sold everything. The other 4 sold. My Star Note currency sold that was graded.
This one you wanted to get it.
The 3 penny books sold. The Civil War Confederate bonds sold. I just got to get everything packaged up and get it ready for tomorrow.
Hey,
I
Daryl.
need to go over there and schedule a pickup for tomorrow, so I don't have to drop them off. It's his schedule.
Speaking of devil, there's Smokey Ribs himself.
Yep.
In the chat, he said he'll pop up if he can. He's smoking some Boudin. Oh yeah, I love Boudin.
Hey,
and throwing it on the grill when I barbecue. I love throwing a few links of Boudin on the grill.
So let's schedule pickup.
Oh, we got Anthony and Adam in the house.
Small Town, what's up, Adam? Small Town Machine Shop. Oh, Anthony, what's up, Robles?
So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting back into the business, but I'm still driving the car, so that way, you know me. Now that I'm back at it, I'm going to get this display case filled up very soon. If no one's checked out the video, these are the coins that I just did the video on right here. I want to reorganize this within the next, I'm talking to Miss Money about how we can get all the display cases out here, and we're going to reorganize this whole wall and everything here. It's all going to change, but we're trying to figure out what furniture we need to buy, what tables, what do we need to get to make it organized. I'm tired of the clutter. It's driving me crazy, and I'm about to, if it's not corner related, I'm about to throw it away. I don't even care what it is at this point. I'm getting tired of it. 'Cause she
Hey,
knows when
Daryl, how you doing?
She knows when I get this way, I will seriously throw some stuff away. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Two ATVs and our lives in the house. Daryl and Miss Delisa. How y'all?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the 2 priorities. 2 priorities. 3 first.
Adam, check your email, and I'm gonna be right back. I gotta get my phone out of the house. I'll be right back.
But Cajun, I know I bug you, and I don't mean to, and I'm sorry, but you never give me a straight answer, so that's why I bug you, because I love you.
About what? About what?
When are we going to get back to the multi-channel auctions?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Me and you were in a live panel with somebody, and I was. Oh yeah, we were talking about Nerd Analyst was up there, and that reminded me. I says, man, we got to get Nerd Money, and one other guy to
because
do
I've reached out to Value Hunter, but it's been a minute. He hasn't replied back, but I did see him once, and he said that he's interested in whenever you start him back up, Value Hunter will be back.
Right.
So Value Hunter said he'll be back. I don't know
Yeah.
what days will be available. I'm gonna let you handle him, but I do know 710 said that you're the only channel that he'll come up and sell on, so he'll do it with you. Bradley Hyde, I know will. I will. So, Nerd will. So you have multiple. You don't have to have all of them, obviously, because you always keep 3. But
right,
that way you can.
3.
That way, if for some reason I have to work late, then Nerd can step in that night and do it, or Bradley Hyde or somebody else. That way we can take turns, and that way we don't have to. Some people can't get to the coin shop more than once a week. So. But I was just asking because I have people asking me like, "Hey, Cajun's multi-channel. I heard it was coming back. What are we doing?" And I'm like, "I'm still bugging them."
Yeah, we're gonna do it. It's just that you gotta call me either on the telephone or email and say, hey, reminder, multi-channel auction, coin auction, multi-channel auction. Let's get it done. Let's get her done. So yeah, because I usually, it's just out of sight, out of mind, forget about it. And I hate that it slips my mind. I forget totally about stuff like that when y'all are up and ready, to actually go live and do this, start this all over again.
Well, I already have. People. I mean, I have a little bit of inventory. I have graded stuff, but I have currency. I've got more stuff coming in that I've bought from people. So I've got stuff by, I'm thinking myself. It's not my channel. Just my opinion, my idea. I would like to wait till after the holidays are done, the first of the year on New Year's or right after New Year's. Maybe we can start then. Just because people are going to be too busy Christmas scene and shopping and working. And so
we can do one like right when the Christmas break comes up. That'll give Nerd some time too, because Nerd's a school teacher.
Right.
So he won't be in school.
Well, I'll let you work out the details.
Yeah, and then the next day he won't have to go to school, like jet out at 10 o'clock, because I know he's in my time zone. Right. He's right there north of Mater in Dallas. Right. And usually he had to jet out around 10:30, 11 o'clock.
But I still got my graded Disney. I don't know. I'm thinking about keeping these for a while. But I've got more graded. I got 7 more graded currencies coming in. I just bought. I still got this thing. I definitely want to send this out if nobody buys it. But I definitely want to get that uncut. I want to definitely get this graded for sure.
Don't fold it and put it in your wallet.
I mean, there's $190 there if I could use it. I don't know. I don't think Richmond, Virginia would be very happy with me. You think that?
Is it those reprints?
Yeah, it is the reprints, but they are the original. Yeah, that's where it gets really confusing. You got to explain that. Where people are like, reprint? Why would you create a reprint? Because the paper is the reprint. Because the plates were made back in that's the Civil War notes. The plates were made, but Richmond, Virginia became Confederate right at the end. And so the Union said, we're not printing Confederate money. So they never printed with these plates. 100 years later, in the 1960s, a company bought these plates. And in the late 60s and early 70s, they only did like a 2 or 3 year run on these things. And they didn't make very many of them. They took carbon paper and they started printing the currency. So this is the one reprint that grading companies.
Hey, everybody.
That grading companies will grade and is actually original. But, you know, like that sheet I just showed you, uncut, it's very affordable right now. The way it sits right now is about a $65 sheet. That's pretty good if you're looking for some history like that. Now, once it's graded, in my own opinion, I believe it's going to come back about a Choice 64. Not quite a Gem 65 and up. So a Choice 64, it's going to be about a $125, $150 note once it's graded. So it's going to double in price once it's graded, once I send it off. So by the time the grading fees and everything, the grading fees are $19. I'm still going to make over $60 back on it. So it's worth me sending out.
Right.
This is what we got to think of doing. So this is why if when people see reprint on stuff that's graded, you really want to talk to the dealer about it because there is a story there. And most dealers will know. Now, there are some dealers that will say, look, I just bought it. I don't know. I'm researching it myself. If you find out for me, I had one dealer come up to me when I was still a noob, and we got a Virginia note or something. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a Confederate note. And he's like, you might be right, but it's a Union note. And I actually researched it. It was a Union note that turned into a Confederate note. And because I gave him the information at the coin show, because I looked it up and everything, he gave me $10 off of it.
That was the best purchase.
Right?
Hey,
I'm like, sweet. So, you know, it's good to do your due diligence. But yeah, so that's just one note that, that's just one note that I have. No, but I've got more Disney dollars coming in, but they're not Mickey Mouse like these are. I've got Star Wars, Darth Vader, Baby Yoda's, Grogu, stuff like that coming in that are graded current.
This one's the best.
Well, yeah, plus the grade, the 67, yeah.
I wasn't even looking at the grade.
Yeah, those are the 67, the other ones are 64s. But yeah. And the Star Wars ones are graded 66, so they're nice.
Are they
grade.
consecutive?
No, they're not.
Now, what's up, Randy Toraboli? How you
Oh,
doing?
not much, Cajun. I gotta tell Mater something. Hey, Mater, guess what? I found another one of those red fans like you sent me the picture of.
Yeah, the
And
one that for the candle.
No,
Yeah.
one of the other ones, too.
Really?
Like, yeah, in Texas, too.
Mater, I say we go together and we just go buy Randy a fan.
He got one.
Well, he needs another one the way this guy's going.
So that makes 3 of them. All right. No, see, that would make 4 of them. He's already found that.
Yeah.
I found
I
him
still haven't
2.
gotten the one I ordered yet.
Okay,
I'm still
well,
waiting for it.
Right. Well, see, I found him 2 the other day. He found one with a candle holder on it. Now he's found the 4th one.
There is
See?
one thing, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it just reminded me, and we'll get right back to it. I do apologize. There's one thing I'm looking for, and I can't remember what. I'm going to call it the old moonshine jars. Remember where they were like creamish color, but on top were brown and had a cork with that little circle knob handle from like the late 1800s moonshiner jugs? If anybody finds one of those, and if you want to sell it, talk to me. I've been looking for one of those for a minute.
How many of them you want?
I'll be happy with one, as long as it's got the cork.
Let's see. I think I saw a place that had about 6 of them.
How much they want for them?
Probably about $5 a piece.
Oh, hell with that price, I'll take them all.
Well, I'd have to go back and see if they still got them. I mean,
But yeah, I mean, let me know and I'll send you the money because and then I'll figure out shipping and everything. I'll send you money for that because that's what
Right.
I've been looking because like Cajun knows all the liquor bottles I have that are still sealed, just like the one I got when I was down there at his house from the rice vodka and everything. I want some old moonshine jugs just for decoration.
For GP.
I can probably, I see them all the time down here at thrift stores, yard sales. I mean, it's just a ceramic. Yeah, ceramic. Trying to think what you call them.
Anyway, sorry, Randy. Go ahead. You do continue with it. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all right. No problem, buddy. I was gonna tell you all something else too. I know Crystal's into crafts and stuff, right, Mater?
Yeah.
You know what I found out? You can make little candy dishes out of vinyl records.
Huh.
What?
You can. All you do is take the record, put it on top of a bowl, put the bowl with the record on in the oven at 200 for like 5 minutes, and then take it out and then put another bowl down over top of it to wrap it around the bigger bowl underneath, and it makes the candy dish.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Now
It
you can't
softens
use
up
it
the
like
vinyl.
you can't put liquid in it because of the hole in the center where the thing would go through.
Randy taught this old dog new trick today. Cool. I, never,
I've had
I thought
some-
they would. I thought they would snap or break.
When you it's warmed up in the oven like that.
Oh, because it's vinyl, it'll just bend. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like the
Mhm.
sun will warp. I had a bunch of 45s that got warped. Don't ask me how, but I took 2 sheets of heavy glass and I put the record in between the 2 sheets of glass with some weight on the edges and set it out in the sun. And it straightened them right up.
Renegade, real quick, I found an app that you can scan raw coins and it'll tell you a price guide and it'll tell you what it is. But I deleted it, and here's why. They have a 7-day trial before you have to pay for the app, and it's $29.99 a year. It's worth it to some people. It might be worth it to you, but I'm a dealer and I'm just not doing it. It's an app where
Was
you
that
can
the
scan
gray
a-
sheet?
no,
That's a
it's let me look it up. I'll give you guys what the app is. I'll show it to you.
Because
Let me, because I had
It can get the gray sheet, CDN, wait, what's the other name for gray sheet? The company, CDN or something?
CDN.
Yeah, CDN.
network. Yeah.
You can get the CDN, the gray sheet on that, but it's not the wholesaler gray sheet, but it's the one for retail but it's close to wholesale.
Yeah.
And you'll get
sorry. It's
you'll
the one
get
on top. Yeah, it's that one, Renegade. It's Coin Snap. You said Snap Coin, same thing. But
coin
what
snap, yeah.
it doesn't tell you is there's a 7-day free trial, but it's $29.99 a year, and it will identify any U.S. or world coin. I mean, it would be a good app, maybe for a dealer later on if people bring me in a lot of raw stuff that I may not know of to get me more into foreign stuff. But $30 a year is not a bad price, but it's just right now it's like there's so many other apps out there that are free. To me, that is just not worth it. But hey, to each their own. Buy what you want. You know, I'm not here to tell you to buy it or not, but just I found it, just wanted to share it.
Hey,
Oh,
what's
and Mater,
up?
before I forget,
What's
that
up,
number I
JD
was telling you-
Francis?
Oh, minute.
Okay, wait, hold on a minute. I got to say hi to some people in the chat here.
Sorry,
JD
Jason.
Francis, another Louisiana boy in the house right there. Let's see, Bill Beckett, how you doing? Renegade, what's up, Mon ami? How you doing? Got my honey, Miss Missy Luquette in here. YouTube's favorite cook. No offense, Russ Jones. Everybody loves Missy's Cajun cooking, though. She's YouTube's favorite Cajun cook. I should have stretched that out first time. Everybody knows about Missy's cooking.
Hey, Cajun, I got a question for you. Grand Cane, Louisiana. You familiar with that? Yeah. C-A-N-E.
Grand Cane.
Yeah.
Not familiar with that town. Must be a small town somewhere up north Louisiana, mid Louisiana.
I got no idea, but I'm looking here on Facebook marketplace, and someone over there has got one without a cork, but like $35.
I know what jugs he's talking about. He's talking
Yeah.
about the gallon jugs.
Yeah, well, I found a 5
Yeah.
gallon on here.
Yeah, I'm just talking like the 1 gallon. I'm not talking like the great big thing.
Yeah, like with old Jesse Duke used to play, and
Yeah, like you would
Andy
see the
Griffith
guys.
blow on the
yeah.
jug. Mr.
that-
Darlington.
That's the jug.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was his name's Denver Powell, but he played Uncle Jesse on Dukes of Hazzard, Darlington, and Andy Griffin, and
Oh,
et cetera, et cetera.
speaking of saying hello, I'd like to say one great big hello to everybody in chat. I'd like to say hello to Missy that's in the house with Cajun, but I'd also like to say hello to Johnny Best. He's sitting next to Cajun. How you doing, sir?
Yes, he's right here. What's up, Johnny Best? Say hi, Johnny Best, everybody.
Hey everybody,
What's up, Johnny?
I'm
up,
here.
Yep, he was a good Western actor too. Hey, Rose Blue,
I
how
got a
you
question.
doing?
Is there any fans? Yeah, I know Bonanza was a big thing about Western. Gunsmoke was a
Gunsmoke.
big thing. But was
Rifleman.
anybody a Rifleman fan
Oh yeah, Chuck Connors.
with him and his son? Right?
With the Winchester? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was
I
a
did
good
some
show.
work at Chuck Connors' camp in north of Rama. It was in the basin, wasn't in the inside the levee. It was just on the east side of the levee, on the levee road. He had a camp over there, and me and a buddy of mine did a bunch of work in the camp. It seemed like somebody came in and kind of broke in and tore the place up. Some kids, more than likely, 12-year-old, 13-year-old. So
Speaking of westerns, Cajun, there was a good one a couple years ago. Remember the guy that played Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke?
yeah, James Arness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in another one. It was called How the West Was Won.
Yep.
Was the name of it.
Yeah, that was a good
Oh,
one.
he was in quite a few shows
yeah.
before that. He was in a John Wayne, not John. Wait, was it John
Probably
Wayne?
was.
All right. What Cajun's thinking? I got a question for chat. What Cajun's
Hey,
thinking?
Rocky.
Between these two actors, and you can only go off of their wartime films, their war films.
Clint Eastwood.
Who played better, John Wayne or Elvis?
Oh, John Wayne.
John
Yeah.
Wayne, definitely.
Yeah.
I go with John Wayne too, but there was a lot of people I actually asked this out here in Arizona. 100% Elvis, because they think the Duke should have stayed to Westerns. Elvis kind of was the main guy for the Navy in the 70s and 60s. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe. But to me, I mean, I understand where people should say he should stick to Westerns. He's really good at it. I understand that too. But I mean, he made a good Sergeant General too. So, in the
Well,
war film.
I mean,
So
he did, what was it? He was in the Marines in one movie. I'm trying to remember which one.
maybe.
Hey,
I
Rocky.
know, he was in Navy a lot.
Yeah. But now, here's a good question then, okay? Who would be a better actor? Clint Eastwood or damn, you just said his name. I can't think of it right now. The actor.
John Wayne.
John Wayne, thank you. Liz,
Oh,
had a-
wow.
had a little bit of a brain fart going on. Okay, but then who would be better, John Wayne or Clint Eastwood as far as wartime movies?
John Wayne.
Would you?
I would. I do like Clint Eastwood because to me, Clint Eastwood is more of he's more of like if
Spaghetti
he's in
Western?
like a wartime movie, he's more of like the sniper or the sharpshooter or the stealth guy. He's not the in-your-face guy, Clint Eastwood. He's a
Well-
better actor as a stealthy guy. Just my opinion. Just me.
Well,
Speaking of actors,
Kelly's hero.
my mother's got the hots for Sam Elliott.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of-
Yeah, I like the Duke. But that's just.
Oh yeah.
But James Best of Dukes of Hazzard did lots of westerns. Actually, a
Yep.
good singer, was in one Andy Griffith episode.
Yeah, sure was. He
Now-
played a singer in the Andy Griffith Show.
Now, am I correct when the Andrew Griffith Show came out with Gomer Pyle? Gomer Pyle MC came after the Andrew Griffith Show,
Yeah.
correct?
Right, it's a
Oh,
spinoff.
It was a spinoff for
Yeah.
him to go into his army.
Now,
boot.
here,
I saw that episode
yep. Now, here's
last
the
the
question.
other night.
Who were the two main people for having Andy Griffith, Gomer Pyle,
Yes.
and Hogan's Heroes? Who were the two main people that were behind all three of those shows?
I know faces, but I don't remember names, so I'm gonna pass.
Cajun,
I
do
see
you
them.
know?
I see them.
You talking about directors or the?
Nope. I'm just talking about the two main people for it was behind
You mean like
having those
producers,
shows on the air.
or you mean like supporting actors, maybe?
No.
So you're talking about the writers, then, the writers
Oh,
of the
right.
shows? No?
Then I don't even know what you're talking about. Then I'm confused.
Did they star in the shows?
Randy, that's
Yeah.
loud. Randy.
Oh, sorry.
ow.
I was just getting one of them record balls to show everybody.
Oh, okay.
How about
Yeah, you gotta-
Paul
You
and
gotta
Des
mute
Arnaz?
yourself when you do that, Randy.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, because those all those
Oh, they were
shows,
all made at Desilu Studios.
correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
were,
what-
huh? I didn't even.
Yeah.
I would have never put that together.
Yep, because all three of the shows and everything were shot on the back 50 acres of Desilu Productions.
Mater, will you present Randy real quick while Mater stops?
I can't do it.
That better. Or I mean Cajun. I'm sorry. I'm used to being on your stream.
See, that's what they look like after you melt them.
I like how they curl like that. That's just cool.
Oh yeah, that was an
Now
album.
is that a
That
now
was
is
an
that
album.
a now that's a
30.
full vinyl, or is that a 45?
That's a 33.
that's a
I don't think it'll work with the
33.
45 because of the bigger hole.
Okay. Thank you, Cajun. I just wanted to see that closer.
Yeah, that is a 33. I
Yeah.
got some trivia for y'all.
All
Do y'all remember? Okay, the phonographs. Okay, the record players. Okay, who nowadays has like an electronic version? Like you just press a button for 33 or 45. You know, like okay, I had that on my Techniques turntables when I was a mobile disc jockey many moons ago, and I had Techniques, but I didn't have that. They were like it would sense when you press a 33. Well, it would slow the table down, the turntable down for an album, and then 45. Well, some older ones and more like the newer ones nowadays, if you press at the same time 33 and 45, you play 78s, the old forerunners of 33s and 45. The
wow.
78s.
Speaking of turntables, Cajun, look at that one. It's made to
Okay,
look
yeah.
old, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's one of
Okay.
those new ones. As I could see the.
So, but if you put
DVD.
2 and 2 together, you add 2 and 2, you do 33 and 45, add that up. What's the
Okay.
sum of that? 78.
Yep.
33 and 45, 78. So if you simultaneously press 33 and 45 on some turntables, it goes to 78.
I have a question for you then, Cajun. So, back in the early 80s, when we just went from 8-track to cassette tapes, and who's calling me now?
Oh, I remember cassettes in the 70s.
Yep.
I remember those in 71, 72. My mom used to make cassette tapes. She used to take her albums that she would get from RCA Record Club and another record club. She was in 2 or 3 of those record clubs. And what she would do, she would record them on cassette tapes. And when we'd get off of school, we'd run in the house and start screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And Mom would say, shh, I'm recording. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
So,
I remember
like-
sitting next to the stereo and everything with my little portable cassette player and everything, waiting for them to have a song. You know, they say it's coming up and everything. So I'm sitting there ready to start recording.
Right.
Hit the play and record button at the same time and holding the microphone right there next to the speaker.
Right. Hey, Alexander Smith, how's it going,
Anyway,
buddy?
my question is, what I mean is, back in the 80s, the mid 80s, how come, because now we have DVD players, CD players, how come laser discs never really took off?
They were kind of big,
Well,
Yeah.
I know they were big,
and
but
they
it
wasn't
was
good for like a car application until the CD,
And poor video
AM,
quality,
FM
too.
CD players came out.
No, they had good quality and everything. They were
Mhm.
basically a predecessor to a Blu-ray as far as when it came to video quality. But you got to consider the fact that we're talking about a disc about this big around is a lot harder to carry around with you compared to something like that.
Yep. Because I know the laser discs, they were about the size of a full vinyl record, weren't they?
right. And
Yeah, they were
and that's what
big,
Miss
yeah.
Money was telling me. She said, her opinion, it was because of a bulk issue.
Right. And I
Yeah.
actually got lucky to find, I can't remember, it was episode 4 or episode 5 of Star Wars on Laserdisc at a Goodwill for like $6. Still sealed up from the factory. It's like I snagged it. I know I don't have a Laserdisc player, but I got it just for collectability.
Right.
That's like the VCR. I got the last one they ever made, actually.
I still got beta tapes, and I think I got a couple of movies that were actually released on beta somewhere still.
Beta
You know-
is what the audiophiles use, and Beta was actually in the commercial industry. Beta was real popular for reproduction of tapes and stuff like that. So Beta was out, before VHS.
Yep.
And but a lot of people didn't like Beta for some reason. But your old audiophiles, they love Beta because it was quality.
Right. Well, the reason that beta didn't, there were 2 reasons why beta didn't take off. One, it was made by Sony. Okay. The size of the tape was not big enough to, say, have a 2-hour-long movie. So you couldn't record a 2-hour-long movie on the tape and everything. VHS came out, and when they came out, the company that had it, they said, okay, we'll let anybody and everybody manufacture these under it. Well, Sony was going, no, you can't make our machines. They were strictly Sony only. But VHS, they, I don't remember who it was that came out with it. They go,
I think it was
yeah,
JVC.
if RCA wants to make one, if Hitachi wants to make one, Sanyo, all these other companies, if they want to make a VHS machine, okay, we'll give you permission. Oh, and by the way, we're running our tapes where you can have no problem having a 2 or 3 hour long videotape.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Panucci, what's going on, mon ami? How you doing?
That was basically the death knell for beta. Simple fact is, you had longer runtime, and you had multiple manufacturers of the machines as far as out there and for home use. But now beta, it was still being used commercially because it had a better quality video and audio wise, and it was basically everything was used beta up until everything went digital.
Well, you got to think too, Vander,
And
VCR, they had
Briggs
3 different
is-
recording speeds.
Briggs is
Right.
right too. Betamax
Right.
was
Right.
a lot better than plain Beta, but Betamax is what the audiophiles would use, and the
Right.
production companies. There's Betamax.
Right, but the thing about it is the beta VCRs, they had the recording head was much better, and it could record better quality than a VHS. But it was because, all these other companies were not allowed to manufacture them. You only had like, I think, two companies that could manufacture a beta machine. Whereas you had 15 to 20 other companies out there making VHS machines. So it was the availability and the runtime on the tapes for VHS, which is what took over, and then everything went, DVD. Now we got Blu-ray and 4K. Everything digital.
I remember with PlayStation 2. I mean, we're in terabytes now.
Yeah.
I remember with PlayStation 2 when we thought 8 megabytes was a big card.
Yeah.
And we were paying X amount of dollars for that. Now we're in the terabytes. And it's just crazy. Like right here, this is my son's, and this is a flash drive. You guys can see it. I'll let you guys read it if it'll focus.
2 terabyte?
Yeah, it's a 2 terabyte.
I can read it. It's not even focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, 2 TB. And it's just amazing how far we've come in such a short time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I showed y'all something one time before. My boss at the glass shop, he showed me a hard drive. Basically, a little bit bigger than this. This is an 80-volt cobalt battery. And that was a 40 meg hard drive. Yeah.
40 megs. And now he's got 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
On something that's smaller than a stick of gum.
Right. Like this had 40 meg, and what money was showing is 2 terabytes, and that little stick will run a lot faster than something like this.
Yeah. All right. I'll be back. I got to go lean over the dock for a minute.
Renegade has a question for you, Cajun.
Hey guys, I think I'm going to take off, guys. I'm starting to get a little tired now. So I'm going to take off. Good night,
All
guys.
right.
Bye,
Hey,
Randy.
Randy.
All right,
Good seeing
bye-bye.
you, little buddy. All right.
Nice seeing you too, Cajun.
No, Renegade, I don't ever remember giving you one.
We're talking about 80s technology.
But I'll get you one, Renegade. Hold on, I gotta go lean off the dock, yo.
All right.
Alrighty.
Don't fall in.
That means Johnny Best is in charge.
But that's the thing. And the thing, funny thing, money, is that first computer I ever bought, like I said, 486 SX33 with a 100 meg hard drive, and that was the big thing to have. The only thing better was the DX because it had a math coprocessor.
I remember not that long ago when we thought a 4 gig 500 Intel Pentium was the thing to have,
Yeah.
That was like top of the line market. Like, ooh, you got one of those, you zooming on the internet kind of computer.
Well,
now
I mean,
it's just like
right. But then, right now, if you look at hard drives nowadays, like the one up, there's money, or Missy. Yeah. Hey, Missy, she's. But no, I mean, look at hard drives. I mean, you've done away with the kind that sits there and spins all the way to the solid state.
all right.
Where everything's instant right then and there. And I mean, I remember, like I said, that first computer I had, it had both 3.5 and 5 1/4 floppy drives.
Yep. Yeah, I remember the big floppy disk.
Yeah, and the 5 1/4, you could sit there and kind of bend them somewhat.
Oh yeah, they were
Hi,
floppy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. I had one on a IBM. It was a PC Junior computer.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard that name in a minute.
Oh man, look, and I had some programs on the floppy disk that was floppy, and I tell you what, that computer would not take a lot of the programs I had because the programs were too big. I had more memory more bytes on it than the PC Junior was capable of.
I'll have a floppy disk computer.
Now I guarantee you that this phone I've got, I think it's got a lot more. I think it's got a lot more memory and everything in it than say a home computer from 10 years ago. I mean, not only has it got the camera, it's got video. You can take pictures with it. You can videotape with it. You can send messages over the internet, do all that kind of stuff. So it's got a built-in
Anyway.
modem, and yeah, basically you're walking around. All cell phones nowadays are just basically a walk-around PC. You can do just about anything and everything with them.
History Man, what's going on, mon ami?
What's up, History Man? Got
What's up,
Mike
little buddy?
in the house. There's Tommy Hanlon.
Tommy Hanlon's in the house.
What's up, Alexander? Haven't seen you in a while.
Get my stuff ready for a while.
All right, and there's Russ Jones. How you doing, Russ? Smoky ribs and barbecue.
Pretty good, man. I just sent you a message to let you know I was in the basement there. Yeah,
Okay.
I was making our supper, and I grilled up some of this boudin I made the other day.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
It's still piping hot. My wife made some collard greens to go with it.
That works. We were talking about that the other night on your live stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like boudin on the pit. I do.
Ooh, that looks good.
That's my favorite way to eat it.
Missy said, "Boy, that looks good." What's up there, Mr. MJ Boudreaux? How you doing? Another Boudreaux in the house.
What's up, Mr. MJ?
A lot of boo-boo la-boos around here.
Yep. A lot of Cajuns in the house.
That Boudreaux's up there on the East Coast.
Where's my bacon?
Mm.
It's still on the pig, Briggs.
Oh yeah, that turned out good. I actually stuffed these in lamb casings. They're real thin, you know.
Yeah, they sent you the wrong ones.
Yeah, but I might keep doing that.
Came out good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can get lamb casings down here. We usually go to Torgill. It's a commercial place. You know the seasonings that you see, like Tony Chachere's and
Yeah.
or Boudreaux seasonings and all that, and a little 8-ounce. I think it's the 8-ounce canisters. All that's made at Torgill. Torgill does that. They'll put it. They do the artwork. I'm pretty sure Tony Chachere's has their own plant that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Or Torgill's still doing it for them. I have no idea, but that's where we get our casings from. Torgill.
I
You can
normally
get
get them.
anything and everything from Torgill.
I normally get.
Targil.
Yeah, I normally get hog casings right over here at Academy, but I'm also hooked up with PS Seasonings, and they mail me stuff. You know, and that's where these lamb casings came from.
Right.
But I shred my boudin. I don't grind it. See how that's shredded?
Yeah.
Yep.
What you shredded in?
In a mixer, like a camp. What's it called? A KitchenAid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So where are
Food
you at?
processor, Mississippi.
Where you at, Smokey?
I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi, right on the coast.
I'm just trying to figure out how long it'd take for a road trip over there.
Where you live at?
I'd have to stop off and see Cajun on the way first.
There you go. Where you live at?
Just a little bit south of Dallas.
Oh, okay. I don't know how far that is. Probably 9 or 10 hours. I would think.
Well, let's see. I'm still wanting to take a road trip on the trike and everything all the way over to Key West. So let's see. I could stop off and see Cajun, and I could stop and see you, and maybe a few other people along the way down through Florida, and even see Renegade.
There you go.
Let's see. I left Baton Rouge one time, and
Why am I the only one on the screen here?
I had you when you were showing off the boudin.
Everybody's watching me eat.
I went from Baton Rouge. Well, it wasn't quite Baton Rouge, in Grostet, right where the basin's at. That 20-mile bridge starts by Tiger Truck Stop. Everybody knows about Tiger Truck Stop on I-10. From there to little ways on the other side of Fort Worth. I drove it straight through. I think it was 10 and a half hours, if I'm not mistaken. So all the way to Biloxi to Baton Rouge is about, I want to say two and a half.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
We got trouble in the house.
I used to go over to JB Spring Fling every year when he used to do that over in Baton Rouge, and it was
JB.
Yeah, it was about 2.5 hours.
Oh,
Hey,
okay. Yeah.
Agent, you see we got trouble in the house?
I see Tim Grass cut a Palmer from the UK up there. Oh, 710. Talking about 710.
That's what I'm talking about. We got a rigged person in the house.
Rigged. Yeah. Arkansas man right there.
There's one thug stacking.
One thug stacking. Number one thug stacking. He changed his title a little bit. Instead of the pound sign and the number one, he changed it to one thug stacking. And nobody could tag him like that with that pound sign. I don't know why it didn't work. It just didn't work. I couldn't highlight his name.
That's a long time.
Missy, I know I got some ground beef and everything set out. I'm not sure what else Crystal wants to have go with it, but I made something different for lunch today. I took a thing of shut up, Ed.
Shut up, Ed.
Yeah, that's on Cajun's end, not mine.
Yeah, my train this time.
Yeah, it was some pasta shells. Added some tuna to it, and a little bit of sweet relish. The thing was a white cheese pasta shells. Came out
Is
pretty
that
good.
here?
Was here. He passed. What's up, Chris Miller?
Golly.
Yeah, that was a loud train horn. Well, it wasn't quite as loud as some other ones, but
Yeah.
it was coming through the walls, that's for sure.
How far away is your train tracks from your house, Cajun?
About 800 feet.
Yeah, yours is a little bit closer than what I got. Mine's a little bit over, probably around a quarter of a mile.
Oh yeah, mine's are close. That's a block and a half.
Yeah. I got, see, I got 2 streets or 3 streets I got to cross to be able to get to the tracks, or before I get to them.
All right, guys, I want to tell y'all something. You see this man underneath me right here? Smoky Ribs. That's his YouTube channel name. Y'all go check him out. He's got awesome videos. He's been on YouTube cooking for quite some time, quite a few years. He's
An entire whole decade. July was a decade.
A whole 10 years like me. I'm about 11 years into YouTube with my other channel, Boo Luquette. That was my gardening, cooking, and small engine repair. Didn't have room for any more, so I just, when I wanted to do the coin biz, I just made a coin channel for it with cooking in it. Got a lot of step-by-step Cajun cooking videos in there.
That was an empty beer. I forgot I was drinking out of a bottle.
I'll be right back. My coffee cup's empty.
Time for a refill on the beer.
Yeah, that's my first beer since that live feed the other night. But I'm pretty happy with that boudin. That turned out good.
Yeah, I use when we boil our pork, onions, and celery and all that.
Yeah.
I want a beer.
We just run that through a regular grinder. One size up, bigger hole.
Yeah, bigger hole. Yeah.
Yeah. And on the plate, on the cutter plate, and then Because I like, and then I add my rice after. I don't grind my rice with the meat and all that. I get the
Yeah.
consistency, with the broth, the stock. I
Right.
get all that perfect with the rice. If I need to add a little more, perfect. Boudin's kind of forgiving, the mixture.
Yeah.
If you put too much rice, you can put a little bit more broth in it.
Right. Right.
And I like long grain rice
Yeah. That's
in
what I
my
use.
boudin. A lot of people use medium, and then I know some people that pass it through the grinder, and it even makes the rice like almost non-viewable. You can't even see the rice in it because it's
I actually,
ground up.
I did that on video one time, and it was a complete accident. I did not mean to do that, but I had already poured it into my mix. Like, golly, man, I threw that rice in there. That was years ago, and so I make sure now. That's one reason I do it in the mixer. That texture is identical to like Best Stop. I don't know if you ever had Best Stop out of Scott,
Oh
Louisiana.
yeah, yeah. I was raised in that. That's my stomping grounds.
I've tried to duplicate their sausage or their boudin because I like it so much. And I've got it pretty much dialed in. I use their seasoning and everything, and I got a lot of information off their packaging. What all they put in there,
Right.
and
Yeah. The main ingredient in their season is paprika.
yeah,
They use a
yeah,
lot of paprika in their for their sprinkle
yeah,
seasonings, like on the cracklings. When they
yeah,
take their cracklings out, they sprinkle their seasoning, a lot of paprika, and that's what kind of turned me off on the Best Stop.
yeah.
Uh, and they even put it in a lot of it in their boudin, and you can get too much paprika. There is
Oh
such a
yeah,
thing.
sure, yeah. I didn't use nothing but their rub, which the rub probably has, or their seasoning probably has the paprika in it.
Oh yeah, that's what
Red.
gives it that red color.
It's definitely got some cayenne in it because it's a little spicy, but not too bad. To me, it's perfect. But something
Right.
that kind of surprised me, and it's actually on their ingredient label. They call it, what do they call it? What they're talking about, they call it a browning sauce. They're talking about like kitchen bouquet. That's just to give it
Oh,
that dark color. It works too.
oh,
But
in their rub, they have that.
no, in their boudin, after it's
Oh,
cooking, they pour a little bit of that kitchen. They probably don't use
okay.
kitchen bouquet brand. They use probably a commercial browning sauce, but it's the same
Right.
stuff. That's all as far as for color. Gives it that darker appearance.
Uh, they got a place over in Opelousas, which is straight north of Lafayette on I-49. It was called back then. It was called Hilltop Texaco
Hmm.
because it was right there. They had a hill there at one time, and then when they did the interstate, they cut right through that hill, and then on the service road is higher up than the interstate on both sides. And I think it's the first exit or the second exit coming from Lafayette, getting into Opelousas. And
Okay.
Opelousas got like three exits on it. And right off the top, that Hilltop Texaco, man, they made better cracklings than the Best Stop. And I stopped in there one time. I used to get my breakfast sandwiches from there when I was framing houses
Yeah.
in Opelousas. And I had met with the owner. The owner was there that early in the morning. And he was telling me that he bought his crackling pots and everything to make cracklings with. He got it from the Best Stop.
Okay.
They re-upped their crackling cooking procedures with bigger and better. So he bought
Yeah.
that, and he does what Best Stop doesn't do. If you ever notice the Best Stop, their skin on their cracklings, their gratons, or they're not puffy, and they're kind of hard to.
Yeah.
A lot of people just throw the skin away after they uh, scrape the fat off and the meat off of the skin. They just throw the skin away. But Hilltop Texaco didn't do that. What they do, and like I do, is when you're doing a batch of crackling, say you have 4 batches to do, which that's a lot of cracklings.
Oh yeah.
Well, if in them big pots like that, and those big pots have the stirring paddles. They have a bar that goes over,
Yeah.
and a motor, and they got the paddles that stir it, that scrape the side of the pot. Well, you know, not hard scraping, but
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
barely touching.
Gotcha.
And that keeps them cracklings on the move in that hot grease.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'll take my cracklings out, but at about 80% done. Once the fat's rendered out of it, the lard's rendered out real good. About 80%, I'll take those out, and then I'll start my next batch. And then when those are 80% done, I'll take those out, put them on a separate spot on the table. Next batch, so forth, et cetera, et cetera. And then I'll pop up that grease a little hotter, and I throw my first batch in that hot grease, and it puffs that skin up.
Oh yeah.
It puffs that skin up, and it disperses the grease.
Right.
Just like it's opposite of boiling crawfish, like we were talking about the other night on your live stream.
Yeah.
We boiling crawfish, when you go from your gray water, your clear water crawfish, boiling crawfish, and that, you take that basket out and immediately dunk it in that warm seasoned water. What it does, it sucks the seasoning in the crawfish. They sink, you know, and got perfectly seasoned crawfish like that.
That's the only method I'm going to use from here on out. You know, I first did that probably 5 years ago. I used to, well, Keith Jenkins, the guy that's from Madisonville, was in my last video showing how to do that 30-minute gumbo using Uncle Larry's roux in a jar. And man, that surprised the heck out of me how good that was, you know, to be out of the jar. But he's out of Louisiana. But anyway, he taught me 5-6 years ago over there, the crawfish cook off how to steam a crawfish. I'm like, steam crawfish? But it's the same thing. You can either boil them in gray water or you can steam them. But as soon as they're cooked, you go straight into that second soaking pot, we called it. And that's where they pick up the flavor. And that's what I'm going back to. I've done one video doing it. And I said in that video that I don't think I'll ever boil again. But I keep boiling mainly because that's how most people do it. And, you know, but I think from here on out, I'm going 2-pot method, period. It's the best. They're the cleanest. Oh, yeah. They taste so clean, man.
When I was running the boiling kitchen at Blue Water Seafood on FM 1960 in Houston, we had the 2-pot system over there. I took over the boiling kitchen for the owner. He imported me from Louisiana to go over there, $400 a week, which good money, you know, for 5 or 6 days a week. And anyway, he had cut his thumb off moving a griddle. They were down in Victoria, Texas, and he had a couple of Mexicans with him helping him move this. And Brad Applin, he's a big guy, strong as a mule. And there was 2 of them on that end of that grill. They were trying to get the top off that griddle, and when they lost their handhold on it, it fell, and it forced Brad's thumb underneath, and it cut that thumb off at the knuckle.
Wow.
They screwed him back on at the hospital in Victoria, got him all fixed up, and so he had to call other people from Houston to go down there and do his job, you know, getting this thing loaded up. So they got it loaded up, put it in the restaurant and all that. But in the meantime, he imported me to run the ball kitchen because he couldn't do it with his thumb. It looked like he was like, hey, all the time. He had that cast on right here to keep from moving his thumb. Some kind of temporary cast. And
doing the Fonzie. Hey.
Yeah, hey, like that, with a screw sticking out from
good gracious
up on top of it. So yeah, he wasn't in no shape to ball, and he had the double pot method. And down here in Louisiana, all like I was saying in your live stream the other night, a lot of the Louisiana people have the 2-pot system.
That's
on
what
trailers.
The Shed right over here off of 57, about 10 minutes from my house. The Shed Barbecue, they do crawfish every spring in big amounts. I mean, they got some pots almost size as room, and they do it 2 pots. They got their gray water, then they got their soaking pot, and they got a crane that'll reach and pick those baskets up and then drop it over in this one.
That's a monorail.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got that idea out of Louisiana. That's where I got it. You know.
Maybe so. I used to go to the shed, and then somebody had told me later after I moved. They said, "Did you know the shed moved?" I'm like, "What?" But all they did was open up a new location.
Yeah, they had
You know,
two
like
other
you had,
locations. Somebody said, was it you the other day that there was one in Louisiana? Somebody said they got a
No,
location over
that
there.
wasn't me. That was the one that lives by you.
Oh, Brian Ducharme. Yeah,
Yeah, Ducharme. I think
Okay.
he mentioned that about Baton Rouge.
Well, he
They
would
opened
know.
one in Baton Rouge.
He would know because his barbecue sauce is actually made by or bottled by the Saucery, and the Shed Barbecue owns all that. They developed that barbecue sauce for him, so he would know. He knows all them guys, you know.
Right. I remember, what was it? Montana's.
Yeah, in Gulfport.
Yeah, they had in Gulfport. I remember when they were south of the interstate about a mile or so,
Yeah,
half a mile or so
right
on
off
the left.
49. Yeah,
Yeah. And then there was a Montana's Steakhouse or,
it was just
uh,
the building looked a lot like what's the one that's everywhere that has the country cooking? It was designed kind of like that, but man, that was a good place to eat. They
yeah,
had
I've
everything
ate
in
there
there.
already a
Yeah,
couple
they had.
times. And then they moved north to the interstate,
Yeah, that's probably when I went.
Montana's.
Then eventually they went out of business. How I don't know, but it
Oh,
was
did
really
they?
good.
Man, that place
Yeah,
was full every time I went.
yeah, me too. But yeah, the front of their building had that porch from one end to the other. Cracker Barrel. It was designed kind of like Cracker Barrel's front when you walked in there, and then it was a buffet style, and they had a guy back there just serving prime ribs. You could tell him
Right,
how much
right.
and whatever you
It,
wanted, man.
he was
He'd hook
cutting
you
up
up.
the different types of meat.
Yeah, yeah,
He was right in the middle of the restaurant, uh,
right.
the one south of the interstate that I used to go to,
Yeah,
and that was a big, huge building.
it
That one,
was.
yeah.
That's the one I remember. Me and my dad used to go over there a lot, and yeah, it was a good place to eat. And then I don't know what happened. You know, maybe the hurricanes was the end of them. Who knows?
That was 35 years ago for me. We were going to a ham fest, me and some friends of mine, and it's not Gulfport. I want to say Biloxi. I want to say at that convention center, like where they
Hmm.
have concerts and stuff,
Oh yeah, the
or what have you.
Coliseum.
The
Hmm.
Coliseum, yeah. And we went there. The ham fest was over there. Ham radio, by the way,
Okay,
not the meat.
right, right.
So we, on the way over there, we stopped at Montana's and ate. And I tell you what, I've had some good prime rib, but they had it hands down right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was really good. Like I said, I don't know why they went out of business, but they had it going on for a while.
Yeah. And then we went to the ham fest, and then on the way back, we had spent the night over there. On the way back, there was the grand opening, the first day opening of Magic Casino in Bay St. Louis. The hotel wasn't quite finished. Everything wasn't quite finished, but the casino was open for business. They had limos with people from Las Vegas over there, all over the country. There's
Oh
people
yeah,
going over there. That was the first casino in Mississippi.
yeah, yeah. I remember it. I remember it well when they first came here. The whole landscape changed. Of course, Katrina really changed it. But then
Yeah.
even after they rebuilt, Biloxi don't even resemble what it used to look like.
And that Hard Rock Cafe Casino, they was going to open like the next few days
Okay.
before Katrina. That they were going to open. That's how far they was up on that. And their construction, that was the only casino that had way less damage than anything else.
Yeah.
It didn't take them long to just redo a few things here and there, and boom, they were open for business. They were the first casino back open for business.
I remember, I forget which one it was. One of them, they were built on barges back then by
Right.
law, and
Right.
they just sent them barges across Highway 90.
Yeah, It broke them off their stanchion poles, and
Yeah.
well, one of them, I forget which one it was, landed on top of the Holiday Inn that was across the street from it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a mess, man. I've
and you
never seen
you
that
never
like it.
heard a word on the national news, the big news. Never heard a word about
No.
Mississippi and Alabama on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah,
That
it was-
was tore up from the floor up,
It was all New Orleans.
all New Orleans. Spin that wheel, Alex.
There I
17.
am. There I am back in this is in the early 90s. We're doing 2 whole hogs. You see that hat I'm wearing? That's a Montana's hat that I got from that Montana's place. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
old,
okay.
man. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
see it that well, but that was that hat I bought for them just from eating there. That's how long ago that's been. That was 1993, I think.
Wow.
That's about the time I went over there.
Yeah.
About 93, 94.
I think when they moved locations, that was kind of the death of them. That might have been a bad move on their part. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably because everybody was going back to their original location.
Then they wasn't
and
there.
I don't know if they pulled up, they didn't read the sign on the door saying we've moved. Just turn around, head north, and you'll see us.
Right.
But a lot of people will, when they drive up to a place, they're gonna say, well, they out of business. Okay, let's find another place to go. So they'll go keep heading south and find another place to eat.
I see that 710 is all upside down. We used to tell that joke about that blonde that walked into an auto parts store and she goes, I'm missing a part to my car. And they said, well, what is it? She goes, well, I don't know what it's called, but it's got a number on it. It says 710. And he goes, could you draw it out for me? So she draws a circle and writes 710. And then whoever you're telling this joke to, you turn it upside down. It says all. It was an all cap like they used to put on a lot of cars.
Yeah. I'm missing a part. She was missing the all cap, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, John Francis, another Louisiana man in the house. 710 is all upside down. He's up in Arkansas, right on the Mississippi River.
Okay.
Yeah, well, not far from it, put it that way.
He must be close to Memphis, around that, or not that far.
He's about halfway up.
Okay.
Halfway up Arkansas.
I've been through there. I got displaced to Illinois after Hurricane Katrina for 8 months, and we had to go through Memphis and then into Arkansas, then in Missouri, and cross over the Mississippi River to get to Belleville, Illinois. I couldn't wait to get out of that place, man. Nothing against that, but south of Memphis. Okay.
Yeah.
He's south of Memphis, and he must be in either Louisiana or Mississippi.
He's in what?
You're saying south of Memphis.
Yeah, he's on Arkansas. He's in
Okay,
Arkansas,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
Helena.
Helena. Okay.
Then they got Helena, Mississippi,
They
too.
sure do. I was just getting ready to say that. Ain't too far from here.
That's right. We built a couple of houses around Helena over there. That's right north of, let's see. Is it on, north of Gulfport or north of,
Helena?
yeah,
That's north of Escataba, like going
Escataba. Yeah,
towards going to Hurley, Mississippi.
right.
It's
right.
in between Escataba and Hurley.
That's what I was going to say, like north of Moss Point and all that.
Yeah, Moss Point. Pascagoula,
Yeah.
Moss Point, Escataba, right on up.
I couldn't spit out Moss Point for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Three Doors Down is from.
Yeah,
Moss
sure
Point.
is. That lead singer, he used to come to our house way before that band ever developed, when they were like 14, and they knew my son. They all went to school together, and when they become famous, Derek was playing a song, then showed me a picture of him. And I said, that boy looks familiar. He goes, well, he should. He used to come over to the house all the time. I said, that's right.
What's his name? Brad, I think.
Yeah, Brad. I can't think of his
Yeah.
last name now, but yeah, they grew up around him.
Oh yeah, 17. He owns property in Mississippi. I forgot about that. I think he's around the Delta. His property is around the Delta up there somewhere. If I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. They call it the Delta up there. And I don't know why the Delta actually is. I always thought that was near the mouth, you know.
Yeah, that whole area, like Highway 49, where the crossroads was and the Blues was born, all that's considered Delta, you know,
Yeah,
because it's so rich, the soil and everything feeding
Right.
off the river, you know.
before it was levied off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it would flood out everybody too without the levees.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
I
had a
like,
few Mississippi River floods where it breached through the levee after they was built.
oh, yeah. Man, they
Quitman-
even had
Quitman
floods.
County.
They've had floods up as far as St. Louis, you know, in Illinois, when that river really swells up.
Mm-hmm. And now it's going dry.
All-time lows. I've seen that. There's places you can walk across the Mississippi River, man. Like, good Lord, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah, up at the north end up there.
Yeah.
And this is the second time the Mississippi's gotten that low. The first time was back in, I want to say, 88, 89. No, I'm going to say 88. Yeah, 88. Because I had my own truck hauling gravel and limestone. And the barges couldn't come down the Mississippi River coming from Kentucky area with that Kentucky limestone. And they couldn't get the product down to us so we could haul it. I mean,
Right.
we could get all the regular gravel, you know, that we wanted from Louisiana. Louisiana's right north of Baton Rouge, is an Amite River, all them sandy rivers up there on the eastern side of Louisiana. That's all sand and gravel, and we got plenty of that for the concrete plants. But if anybody wanted gray limestone, we just couldn't get it. So I had a concrete company offer me a contract with my truck, saying, "Hey, we'll give you 3 loads a day, no problem, every day if you want it." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, you know," but I'll only do it 5 days a week because I like my days off. Then I ended up selling the truck.
Yeah.
Then I got another one way later on and started hauling cane. And pretty much anything that people wanted to had for me, loads, but with their trailers. I didn't have a trailer at that time. I was using the company's trailers. And I went back to hauling dump bucket, you know, rock bucket again after that.
I'll have to check your channel out,
They got a
710.
plant on the way to Lafayette that grinds up concrete for reuse.
Oh yeah, repurposed concrete. It's right on the right side before you get into Lafayette. Yeah. Oh, there's some more Powerade here. What you got on the agenda for your next video, Russ?
I'm going to Derek's tomorrow morning, and he wants to do a shoulder, a picnic cut off the front shoulder of a hog with the skin on. And he wants to do it Carolina style, where you chop it at the end and you make your skin crispy, you know, right there at the end. And you break all that crispy skin up inside your I would say pulled pork, but this is actually chopped. And you throw a little bit of that Carolina style sauce in it. And that's what we're doing, kind of a Carolina style.
Okay. That's
What-
a butt roast, Boston butt, front
Yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah, it's the section from not this part of the shoulder, but like from here to the what would be our elbow. You know,
Yeah.
they're like
'Cause you-
less
you-
expensive than a butt. So
Your picnic hams, that's your hind side meat right there. They had those on sale one time for 60 cents, 59 cents a pound at Johnny, what's the name of that place over there in Kinder, that store? Market Basket?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right there on the, okay. Market Basket. They got one over in Kinder. And Texas is full of those market baskets. It was 59 cents a pound for the picnic
yeah, that's what Derek
ham
was saying.
roasts.
he got, I forget how many he said, but he bought 20 of those things really cheap. You know, he's, man, this is the way to do it instead of the Boston butt, you know.
But it's a better grain meat and stuff like that. And actually, you could cure it, smoke it, and that's your ham.
Yeah.
That's your ham. And Missy just cut it up though. It wasn't smoked or anything. It was just a raw piece of hunk of meat. But she cut them up in small, smaller chunks and just made some Cajun gravy with it, and just like a Boston butt.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that was some fine eating meat right there. Hey, no Bradley Height, BH Customs in the house. He was going to join us today and show up pouring some silver, but his Wi-Fi took a dump. We did he did some pours a couple Sundays ago on here. Did some silver pours. He's a silversmith over in Las Vegas.
Ah, okay.
So y'all gonna do that? Where at, you said?
Over in Mobile, Alabama, where my son lives.
Yeah.
I shoot all my videos there now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do a video of making the boudin or cooking it earlier, just for me and my wife's supper, and I had it thawing out. You know, I did it all earlier in the week and froze it, vacuum packed it, and froze it like 3 links per pack. That's enough for me and her, a link and a half each.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But
boudin's getting a little pricey over here.
Yeah, everything is. It's getting crazy.
Everything is.
I probably save money by making it myself. I can get the best stock right over there at Rouse's, but I said, no, I won't make it. I just enjoy doing it, you know, just to kind of challenging myself to see how good I can do with it.
All right. I've got a short video. It's not that good. It's older than the hills. It's probably 7, 8 years old on my other channel, where we was making sausage.
Okay.
And fixing the smoked sausage. We did 300 pounds of sausage. Well, we were supposed to do 300. We had like 225 pounds of sausage and about 75 pounds of tasso.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a handful of sausage videos myself. I worked with a company a couple of years ago, PS Seasoning, and they had this smoker, man, that I really wanted to smoke the sausage in. It's perfect because you can get those real low temperatures, you know, like 110 degrees all the way up to 250. That's the range on it. And so I agreed to do or use nothing but their seasonings and sausage kits and all that for a whole year. And they sent me that smoker. So that was well worth it. I love that smoker. It's electric, you know, but it's perfect for sausage or bacon or beef jerky or anything like that.
What's up, BH Custom? Well, Cajun, hey, I tell you one thing. Ain't no saving that engine. That block is gone.
No, you ain't gonna save that engine. You probably got a hole in the block too.
Yeah, there's a hole inside of it.
Yeah. Now, do you have a crack, like by the starter side? Do you have a crack going down the block from the top of the block going down? Do you have a crack right there? There's not.
Nope.
I don't know how all the oil slung out, because usually that's the place where it slings all the oil out and tears up.
No, like I said.
Oh, actually, no, the oil doesn't come out. It just tears itself up because the bolts get loose and the top of the engine, that's the main part on the top. That's why they call it a bucket engine, because it looks like a 5-gallon bucket after you take the sump off the top.
Right. No, although, believe it or not, all the bolts on the top were tight. But, no, what came apart was, like I said, you've got that, with this engine here, it has the counterbalance separate from the crank. and 3 of the bolts actually had broke and everything. And actually, the bottom piece that sits there and spins on the crank that's attached to it on the very bottom, those bolts or that piece there, it broke. I mean, because you've got this one right here sits on top of the crank, and this one on the bottom, and this is, they all bolt this up to the crank itself. Like I said, as you can tell, it broke them ears off.
Dang.
Right.
And then this one here, as you can tell, it's actually got one of the bolts that broke off in it. It snapped off in this.
What does that go on?
It's a, occasionally, like I said, it's a Kohler Discourage 19. It was on an Ariens riding mower, and I done like the oil change and everything like about a month or so beforehand. And I had it over at the house mowing one day, and it, got in some thick grass and everything, which is all that Johnson grass in one area. It just killed the engine. Well, the battery was, bad on it. So I brought my truck around, got it jump started. It was just sitting there idling. I went to go put my jumper cables back in the truck. About that time, I heard a, weird noise and everything, and I saw some smoke and everything coming up from the mower. I lifted up the side, and there's a hole. Let me get the camera around over here. Actually, yeah. You see that hole there in the side of the block?
Oh yeah.
By the starter housing?
No. Starters, well, yeah, it was right by the starter.
Yeah, I see it. Can't
Yeah,
miss that hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see your shirt through that hole.
I mean, you can see, yeah. But,
Oh, I thought that was a start. That's where the cam was right there.
yeah, but like I said, there's a piston with a connecting rod.
Good gracious.
Oh,
That and
That's all cast aluminum, huh?
well,
Or
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's cast
All
aluminum.
aluminum.
But there's one of the shafts for the cam.
Daggone.
Okay, you got.
I wonder
that
if the
one?
oil pump went out or something.
I don't
No,
know.
it doesn't have an oil pump. Those don't
Oh, it
have an
don't?
oil pump. Nuh-uh.
Okay.
Here's the oil pump right here. But there's the
Oh,
other
yours did have one? What horsepower was yours?
19. But there's
Okay.
there's the other shaft that the other cam gear would ride on.
Huh.
Yeah, you got an intake cam and a exhaust cam.
Something happened. It
Yeah, but there's the counterbalance. This is the counterbalance for it. And
I'm surprised it didn't have a crack in it. Well, like you said, the top sump bolts were all tight, right?
yeah, but the thing about it is, okay, this, I don't know. Yeah, this bolt here was tight going to the that one gear going to the on top of the crank, but this bolt here, it just sheared off, and the two in the bottom had broke totally.
You had a lot of stress cracks in them parts.
Well,
And that's hey Dano, what's going on, buddy?
hey, Dano. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, the fact is that, like I said, the guy at the lawnmower shop down in Corsicana, he was, when I was talking to him about it, he goes, I told him what engine I had, and I said, I need another one. He goes, you don't want one. I go, why is that? He goes, it was a good idea from Kohler, bad design. Because they decided to have the counterbalance external. And now this one here is a different design, because I seen Musty Warren have a video where he had basically the same thing. The engine was locked up. And there was now on that one, the counterbalance was in two pieces. It had bearings and everything. But the bolt itself holding it all together was snapped. But yeah, I mean, this thing was just sitting there idling. I had it, the mower for at least 3 years. I already changed out the had to do the upgrade on the carburetor because I had a problem with it, and they said, yeah, there's uh, an upgrade on it because they had a problem with it. So okay, fine. So I got that along with the new cutoff solenoid, put that on there, and then brought it over here do the mowing. And the
Wait,
guy
no
said,
happen.
yeah, and the guy said you were lucky to get 3 years out of it because most people only get at the most a year to year and a half out of those engines.
Wow. My wife has a zero turn mower, and I'm trying to remember the brand name. It ain't Troy. It's not Troy built, but it sounds something like that. Toro.
Oh, Toro.
And she's had that thing 8 years now. I just rebuilt the deck on it this past spring with all new bearings and pulleys and belt and everything. And that motor that's a strong motor. I want to say it's a Kawasaki engine on that thing or something.
Yeah, Kawasaki makes a
Yeah.
good engine. In fact, that's what all your commercial zero-turn companies
Yeah.
are using is Kawasaki's.
Yeah,
They
man.
was Kohler and Kawasaki. Now that they're out of the Kohler engines, they put mostly Kawasaki, like your X-Mark mowers,
Yeah.
all Kawasaki.
Well, did you see that $4,000 mistake customer
Yeah,
made on Carol's video earlier?
yeah.
Oh,
That's with the oil filter. The oil filter wasn't the right
Yeah.
one, and it stopped the flow of the oil because that was the oil filter for either. That's your universal filter for a Briggs and Stratton, a Kohler, certain Kohlers, but
Right.
not that Kohler. That's a
No.
huge. That's a 35 horsepower Kohler he was showing.
yeah, and it was actually a Kohler filter, but yeah, it was the wrong one.
Yeah, it was
And
the
it basically
universal,
turned-
the
Yeah.
universal filter instead of the bigger Kohler filter that they use.
Right.
And the guy at the ports counter should have asked him, which engine do you have? Because there's different types of filters for those Kohler engines.
What's up, Luke Duke? Yeah,
What's
I mean,
up,
I
Luke
couldn't
Duke
believe
got
that.
those?
Yeah, but
I'll be
Carol
right
got
back.
lucky.
All right.
He got lucky to find a short block. He said that Kohler doesn't even sell that short block anymore. He got lucky to find one.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the first few minutes of it.
I
And
watched it.
I just watched the first few minutes and I had to do something else. So, and then I had to get on here and I wasn't even set up. And yeah, I did send you a link. Johnny was here and I said, there's, because there's 2 M's that I got to come up with. Micah Bailey, where it says Gleason, and then there's Michael, and that's you.
Right.
So, and all of that was in with there was
okay.
7 people all together.
All right. So you sent it to my other email. Okay, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one I'm used to sending to you all the time. That one.
Well, see, when I send you something and everything, I send it to you. I never even got that one.
On your new email?
Well, I got it. No, I didn't get it on the new one, but I didn't even get one on the old one.
Should have, because it's no use looking in the sent
Yeah.
mails, because, but it'll tell me. Unless it got lost in Lake Charles over there at Lavage's casino. It stopped off, your link stopped off and played the slots and it got broke, so it never went broke, so it never got to you.
I never got one from my personal email.
Checking your junk folder.
I'm checking trash
Okay.
because usually it will come. If he sends it to me, I'll get it. But I mean, it wasn't even in my trash.
Yeah, let me, because I know I hit the button on it because it came up automatically.
You
It
can
came
look at
up.
your sent emails too and see that,
Yeah,
that
that's-
it was actually sent. That don't mean he necessarily got it, but it's gonna say you did send it,
That's what I'm doing right now.
Give a bit.
I'm looking at the spam on here and so it comes up. All right, shut up, Ed.
Yeah, Michael, Adam, Richard, Bruce's shop, no, Bradley, Richard. I'm not gonna. Well, he was in here earlier. Put it that way. He didn't come up in the panel, but he's in the chat.
Right.
Oh, Mr. Darrell, 2 ATVs. Now, if Darrell didn't get his, link, then I would say that's Gmail's fault. But
That's
it
why.
was sent to you. What?
I think it wound up going to my spam. That's probably why I didn't get it.
Oh, it did go to spam?
Did you send it today about 11:15?
Yeah.
That's why it wound up going to my spam mail for some reason.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it was in your junk mail. Okay.
I've gotten in the habit.
That's the first time that happened.
I've gotten in the habit of checking that every day because I lose a lot, or I was losing a lot of emails that was potentially, sponsors and stuff like that, because a lot of them sponsors go to your spam email. And so I don't know how to make that less sensitive. So I just check it every day.
Yep, that's what happened. And when I'm going to my spam mail, somehow, I don't know why.
Maybe because it had a link in it or something.
Could be.
Here's one right there I missed. Over I'm a sub to your channel, Smoky Ribs and Smoky Shorts. Just wanted to ask Kent to send you the link and jump on this live because I think you would do great on this show. Oh God, when was that sent? Yesterday.
Somebody sent you an invitation. They
Yeah,
say you would do good on somebody's show. What you doing?
Yeah,
good
it's a guy
without
that's
being on somebody's show.
he's subbed to both of my channels, and he's asking for Daddy Dutch's email. That should not have went into the spam folder, but it did.
Oh,
So that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Too late now.
and he's probably got a funny email address or something.
It's Braden Estrella. It's in my junk folder.
Yeah. Where's he out of?
It says barbecue Cajun, but that ain't Cajun. That's Cajun. I don't know.
Cajun. How's he spelling Cajun?
He's spelling it
With a K?
no Cagen.
Yep.
I missed it though. His thing really don't make much sense. He's wanting me to send Kent's email, but I don't want to do that. I don't know who this guy is,
Yeah. That's probably why it went in your junk, because Gmail caught it, thinks it was spam or something.
Could be.
Well, usually, Cajun, when you send me an email, it'll come in on the record.
Yeah. Right. What's up,
Right.
Silver Stranger? How's it going, bud?
What you need to start doing is sending it to me at the Mater's email.
I'm gonna have to start. Let's see. I think I got a couple of emails from you on that one.
Yeah. When I send you the link and everything, when I go live on Mondays and Wednesdays, that's what I'm using, because I'm using my Gmail account.
Okay. What's your other account?
That's my personal one.
Both of them at Gmail? Both emails?
No, I only got one Gmail email account.
Okay, I'll figure it out. because this one pops up automatic because it's used to it, you know.
Right. Well, that one there, you know, if it's using my name and everything, that's my personal. Okay. But I'm trying, like I said, that's the reason why I got the other one for the StreamYard or the YouTube stuff.
Okay.
So if anybody needs to get a hold of me, they can email me, you know, on that one. That way I keep it all separate. Is what I'm trying to
Okay.
do.
Gotcha. If I remember, well, I'll tell you what, my stomach muscles, that 6-pack ab muscles, well, it's not a 6-pack anymore. It's about an 18-pack or a 24 case. But anyway, man, they are hurting, I guess, between Wednesday, all together, Wednesday, Thanksgiving Day, and Friday. I ate so much, it probably just, you know, stretched my stomach out. But man, all of that, man, you talk about hurt. You know, stomach muscles and golly.
I tell you what, Casey, what you need to do is you need to tell Johnny and Missy which email account of mine to use. That way they'll remember.
Oh, okay. I'll try to remember. Mrs. behind me, she's starting to get everything ready for supper. Breakfast for supper. She bought a chub of breakfast sausage, little 1-pound chub. And I remember in Pascagoula when I used to do the grocery order for the boat. I was the cook on the boat. I didn't have no choice. They said either cook or you ain't coming out on the boat with us. So
Yeah.
because they loved my cooking. So
I still gotta watch that video. That's what I forgot.
Which one?
Oh, Anthony, he made a Thanksgiving pizza. I still gotta watch that video.
Oh, okay. So when I used to do the grocery shopping for the boat, I forget the name of the sausage, the brand name on it, but it was like $1.25, and that was over at Wayne Lee's in Pascagoula. Perry, you know Perry Lee?
Oh yeah.
Smoking? Yeah, pretty sure you know Perry.
I knew Wayne Lee before he died, even way back.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the pleasure to meet
my
Wayne.
mom knew the Lees. She grew up around Wayne Lee. He was from Columbia, Mississippi, and she even told me how he lost his arm. But yeah, knew all.
Yeah,
that.
they got a picture of him there by that big tall.
Yeah.
You know, the office kind of, that open office area, they got a picture of him right back there by the door where you cash your checks and stuff. And he had that one arm.
The way he lost his arm, you know how people back in the old days before air conditioner roll the windows down and stick their arm out of their car like this? He had his arm here and he was driving and his logging truck was coming down the road. And I guess he was too close into it, and one of the logs snagged his arm and ripped it off. That's what happened to him.
Dang.
It took it off to the shoulder.
Man.
And he survived it. He started that. I was going to say, he started Wayne Lee's he had one cow that he had butchered and was selling the meat out of it, just like a little meat stand. Then he had more cattle and more. He just grew from a cow. Seriously, that's how he started. Next thing you know, he had a full-fledged grocery store, then a bigger one. He tore that one down and built a bigger one. Then he built one up in Loosedale. And,
I was figuring to say Loosedale got one because we used to park there when we would sell our shrimp off the shrimp boat. Me and Terry Golf, as Loretta Golf's son.
I know.
She's some kind of
name, Terry Golf. I'm Kenneth Golf, as a matter of fact.
Okay. He was up the road, right north of Pascagoula is where he was.
Yeah,
raised.
That's
But
the go.
I say raised that. He's from Pascagoula area. His mom's Loretta. She's the attorneys, the DA's office. I think she was assistant DA, Miss Loretta. And if I'm not mistaken, she owned that restaurant by the police station there. All the cops went there.
Oh, you talking about the annex?
The annex, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she owned that at one time. Miss
Okay.
Loretta.
Okay. Could be.
Well, that's her son Terry. He owned a shrimp boat. I ran the boat with him. Now, we shrimped in Louisiana waters.
Oh yeah.
And the Chandelier Sound, that area about by Baptiste Colette down by Venice. That
Mm.
was where we shrimped at. A lot of those shrimp boats, they don't catch a lot of shrimp in Mississippi.
Oh,
They go to
wow.
Louisiana waters. All the shrimps that's docked, landed in Mississippi,
Yeah.
about 75% of that shrimp, Louisiana shrimp, Louisiana
Yeah.
waters.
I agree with that. Not just Louisiana, but a matter of fact, my oldest friend,
Texas.
I was going to say Texas. My oldest friend, Ricky Brown, he's been shrimping all his life. When he was 13 years old, he was running boats for captains. I mean, he was truly just raised up in it. And he owns he's 2 years younger than me, but he owns the Beau Rivage, a big still hull. It stays on the East Coast, and he's got a big bay boat. Now, I say that he just sold that boat and bought another big boat, so it might be on the East Coast too. But it's kind of like Forrest Gump said, my buddy Ricky knows all there is to know about the shrimping business. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but back when he had them little bay boats, man, it was either Mississippi water, Louisiana, or Texas. He would hit the different openings, you know.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, Bill Beckett, I did just about everything that I could do. I wasn't, how do you call it, the responsible person. I wasn't the type to get one job and stay with it the rest of my life. I was an adventurer. I wanted to do different things. And the way I led my lifestyle, I did a lot of stuff in my life. Sometimes it was 6 months to a year. Sometimes it was 3 months to 6 months. I did it, but I was good at it, you know. I built houses. My dad was a home builder, so yeah, I was doing carpentry work since I was a little bitty thing. You know, I was 5, 6 years old hauling 2x4s, you know, and I was like 7. I was running the radial arm saw, pre-cutting all the studs.
Yeah, that's
But
like
yeah,
me.
Terry, me and Terry, we had a bunch of friends. Hey, Kane, what's up, Mona? Me. I'm trying to think of some other names. Like the Young, Rufus Young. He owns a fishing
know
boat,
that name.
Double Ray fishing boat. Rufus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was what's his daddy's name? That Young Seafood up in by Cumbus.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know when you get to the Oak store,
Yeah.
you take a right there at the Oak store. You cross the railroad tracks. You take the first left. That's Young Road.
Right, right.
His daddy's name, his sister's Rhonda Young, and then his daddy was it's not Warren Young. That's Warren from Baton Rouge. He was a gun dealer. What was Rufus's daddy's name? He was in bed with Clark Seafood.
Right, right. I know who you're talking about. I don't know him personally, but people I know like Ricky and all, they know him. But the Storks, Mr. Bill used to run that Fisherman's Corner down there. Had a son named Randy Stork.
I know Randy. Yeah, he lives back going toward Charlie Beausoldier's bar.
Right. And they used to smoke mullet and stuff, and they'd sell it. You go into the store to buy whatever, and they'd had them smoked mullet in paper bags right there. I'd always buy me up some every time I'd go in there when they had them. You know, I had a little smokehouse right beside the store there. That was good people.
Yeah. I remember old Randy.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to jump off of here. There's another live getting ready to start up in about 5 minutes. And I always go in there and check them out. And so it was good hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, appreciate you coming up, Russ. Oh, look, we're going to give Polar Bear Ed's Garage. Somebody throw Polar Bear Ed's channel link in there. There's a live link he's fixing to do. He's another great cook, Smoky Ribs.
Okay.
But he's a small engine mechanic and automotive, but he does racing pulling tractors, long tractors, you know, like cadets and stuff.
Right.
He does that, and I'll have to explain that later, Silver Stranger. What was the hardest job? I think I was a gigolo. That was my hardest job. So anyway, yeah, Polar Bear Ed's Garage. We're fixing to go give him a raid in a few minutes. That's why I'll go from 4 to 6. Sometimes it's 6:30. He does an hour show, and he does a lot of cooking too. He's got a lot of cooking videos on his channel.
Yeah.
And man, he's from up north, Ohio, up there.
Okay.
So, but he does a good job on some southern food too. He sure does.
Hopefully
No,
that's
Very good.
link.
Well, all right, guys. We'll see y'all later.
All right. Appreciate it, Russ. And
All right.
we'll holler at you later on sometime.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Pluta. Later. Yo, Russ, he's a good guy, man. I've been knowing him for, I want to say about 6 years, 7 years now. Shit, maybe longer than that. Probably 8 years.
You know, Cajun.
That guy's got a huge channel, man.
Hey, Cajun. This block and the head and everything off this color. How hard would it be to get that all melted down to a solid block?
That's cast aluminum. That's kind of a different deal than that. You could bring it straight like that. They still gonna know it's cast aluminum, even if you do melt it. But it's not worth the effort to melt it. It's not worth the gas or the firewood. You're gonna.
I'm not talking about taking it in for scrap.
Okay.
I'm talking about melting it down to make something out of it.
Well, like I said, it's cast aluminum though. It doesn't act like regular aluminum.
Okay. So, but if I get it all melted down and get it into a basically cast it in another block, would it still be considered cast aluminum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the properties of that aluminum and regular sheet aluminum or aluminum they make cans with are
Right.
different.
So what is
Yeah.
billet aluminum out of then?
Billet aluminum?
Yeah.
That's some high grade aluminum. It's high grade.
What about if I throw some aluminum cans in with this mix? Get a good
No,
alloy
because you're gonna get a bunch of
slag.
impurities. Yeah, slag. Because actually cans have a plastic lining on the inside of it.
What's up, Jungle Bob?
What's up, Jungle Bob? Send my condolences to Doug's family. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that's a shame. He was holding on though. You know, he was a go-getting soldier right there. I figured he would have overcame this part too, but I guess he didn't.
Yep.
So, man,
So what you're
that's,
saying is it wouldn't work mixing the two?
it could, yeah, but like I said, you'll get just a little slag out the cans. You know, I don't know how many cans you're gonna want to put in it. How you gonna melt it?
I don't know. That's what I was just trying to think of, is melting it down. I mean, even
You know-
taking the piston and everything and getting everything melted down.
You know,
Yeah.
you can make your own foundry. You know, they got YouTube videos on that. You can make your own out of some concrete with a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, yeah. But that's what I was thinking, is get it all melted down. And I'm just wondering, how it would be once I got it melted down and got it a couple of, because I'm talking about having chunks about this square and about that tall.
Right.
And then see about doing some machining on it.
What you gonna pour you? What you gonna use for a mold? Like some cheap bread, small bread pans? That would be a good idea because that aluminum is not that hot. It won't mess up. It won't burn through the bread pan.
I don't know. Bread pan would be.
You know, they're about that wide, about that long. 8 inches by 4 inches.
I'd have to find something that would be bigger than what I'm wanting to make. I'd have, and everything.
Right. So like
I'm
you
not
can. It depends on how much you melt at a time. So.
Well, got quite a bit I can melt.
I'll tell you what I want to do before we head out. I want to give a moment of silence, and whatever y'all want to do. Y'all want to pray, send out a prayer for Doug's family. I'd like to do that right now. Okay. All right. Thank y'all very much for that. Hey, Space Rangers, what's going on, Tim? How you doing?
Well, I just got the notification that Ed's live. So I'm going to go and get out of here and head over there because he's talking
Yeah.
about FEMA.
You want to say your goodbyes, you and
All right.
Money, and I'll head over there with you.
Yep. All right. Well, Cajun, hey, I appreciate you being, letting me up and everything. And of course, I'll be going live tomorrow, so we'll be talking more then. But like I said, appreciate having me up, and everybody stay safe and keep Bama and his family and everything in your prayers. So y'all stay
Thank you,
safe.
man.
And God bless.
All right, everybody. It's good being north of the grass. Be safe. Stay that way. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Catch y'all over at Puller Bear Ed's Garage. Peace out.